Welcome to another episode of The Power of Color. And today we're going to do something a little different. Today we're going to talk about the New Warriors, a team of teenage superheroes that were relevant in the late 80s, early 90s. The New Warriors went through several incarnations and evolutions throughout their history within the Marvel Universe, but one thing that remained intact. The New Warriors was most notable for recruiting a lot of black young superheroes. It's because of this team that those heroes in particular would go almost under the radar. And today I want to spotlight them. First we have the leader of the team. That's right, the first ever incarnation of the New Warriors had a black lead as their team leader. Night Thrasher was a rich kid named Dwayne Taylor, whose parents were murdered under mysterious circumstances. He uses that tragedy to forge himself into a fighting machine against crime. Similar to Batman, he throws himself into martial arts training and education, learning about technology and science to become the perfect human vigilante fighting machine. He would go on to lead the New Warriors until his death during the Stamford, Connecticut incident, which kicked off the Civil War incident during the early 2000s of Marvel's comic history. The mantle of Night Thrasher would later be taken up by his half-brother, Danielle Taylor, who would lead a team of New Warriors consisting of several depowered mutants that came out of the M-Day saga. Before his stint as Night Thrasher, Danielle would go by the name of Bandit, who was a ruthless vigilante that traveled alongside Silhouette, also a member of the New Warriors during the 90s. Silhouette has the mutant ability to control Dark Force and teleport through shadows. She is also partially paralyzed, needing crutches to get around. As a long-standing member of the New Warriors, Silhouette will have brief stints on the team from time to time. Her relationship with Bandit would have her removed from the team from time to time, traveling around doing the vigilante thing. Fun fact about Silhouette, the name Silhouette is not only her code name, but her actual government-born name. Next we have Rage, aka Elvin Halliday, an adoptive son of Night Thrashers who was mutated by radioactive waste and given superhuman strength, speed, agility, stamina, and even aged up in the body of a grown man. Rage would ironically serve a very short stint on the Avengers before he would join the New Warriors. Due to his volatile nature, Rage's stint on the New Warriors would see him as an on-again, off-again member. It wasn't until the mid to late 2000s that Rage began having a significant presence within some of the Marvel Universe's most significant events, specifically the aftermath of Civil War during the Initiative. Rage would also have a prominent role in the most recent Captain America series, which saw him and Sam Wilson go up against the Americops. Following Rage, we have AG, aka Trey Rawlings. Rawlings would serve on the New Warriors during the late 1990s into the early 2000s. He had the unique ability to generate shields that would absorb impact and energy. The source of his power was a breastplate given to him by the goddess Athena. The breastplate also granted him superhuman strength and endurance as well. It was in the early 2000s that the New Warriors team would change yet again, this time taking on the form of a reality TV show. It was at this time that Debris, aka Deborah Fields, would join the team. At the behest of one of the producers of the show who wanted someone on the team to quote-unquote cause conflict. Debris had the power of telekinesis, which allowed her to levitate low-level objects in mass quantity. She's been described as a telekinetic magnet based on the way her powers act. She would later have a significant presence during the Initiative after the Civil War conflict. It was during this moment in Marvel history that the New Warriors team changed yet again. This time under the leadership of Danielle Taylor, who we talked about before. The team was composed of former mutants who had lost their abilities during the M-Day event. Among these mutants were Longstrike, Phaser, and Tempest. Longstrike and Phaser, a brother and sister duo, attended the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters and affiliated themselves with Quentin Quire's gang, aka Kid Omega. Tempest, who also attended Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters, would go on to the father of her children, Barnell Bohus, before they both joined the New Warriors team. We finally flash forward to the 2010s, where we are introduced to Sun Girl, aka Cela Burke. She would be inspired to enter the world of superheroics when she is rescued from near death by Spider-Man. Sun Girl has the ability of flight and light manipulation. She is able to achieve these goals with a harness that she wears as part of her costume. Before we end off, I would like to point out one more person that I thought was significantly important to the New Warriors. Amelia Barnhart, aka Sprocket. During the early days of the team, Sprocket would serve as the pilot for the New Warriors. As a retired member of the armed forces, she was also capable of standing on her own in the heat of combat. And that's gonna do it for this episode of The Power of Color. I know this was a long one, but I felt that these members of the New Warriors needed the spotlight. Tune in tomorrow because we have something very special for you. We're gonna be talking about